to plan a funeral.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you're in no condition to.
Exactly, and the thing is funeral homes are really good at playing on people's emotions. You know, they'll tell you, you want the best for your mom, or you want this, or you want that. So with having this program guarantees you get the cheapest price, guarantees that everything's taken care of, and that your family doesn't have any worry or stress, any unneeded burden financially whenever you pass away, and that we're going to make the process as easy as possible. So how does it sound so far?
Good.
Now, this covers you whether it's natural causes or accidental death. But if you did pass away in an accident, we provide your son with an additional $25,000 on top of the normal coverage. If you were to get in an accident and you were to lose a limb, we're going to pay you an additional $12,500. If you were to get in a car accident, because there's a lot of crazy drivers here in Chowchilla, we're going to pay your son Adam an additional $50,000 on top of the normal benefit. If you were to pass away in an auto accident.
Wow.
And if something were to happen to you on any type of public transportation, plane, train, bus, or if it's from war or terrorism, we're going to pay your family an additional $100,000. Now, we added that one in there because most life insurance policies or plans have an exclusion that says if you die from war or terrorism, that your family's not going to get anything. Perfect example is 9/11. Majority of the people that passed away that had life insurance, their families didn't get anything. So it's unlikely that it would happen, but this plan protects you. It covers everything. Now, if you were to pass away and you were traveling or you're away from home, we're 200 miles from home or 250 miles. It's 200 miles from home. We'll provide your family with an additional $5,000 to bring you back on top of your normal coverage. How does that sound so far? Okay. Now, what I'll do is let me give you the typical scenario of what we see. Let's say 30 years down the road, you're in the hospital and you've been there for 3 weeks, and your son Adam's there by your side. Let's say at 3 a.m, a nurse taps him on the shoulder and says, "I'm really sorry, but your mom just passed away." The nurse would look at him and she'd say, "I'm sorry for your loss, and our condolences are with you, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to make some type of arrangements for someone to come pick her up." And what's your son going to do in that situation?
I don't know.
Most people don't know what to do. Most time, Adam's going to walk down a cold, dark hospital hallway at 3 a.m. He's going to go down to a phone book and he's going to start flipping through the yellow pages. And there's no telling who he's going to get when he starts calling around. Or is he going to pull out our card, make one phone call, and we're going to handle everything?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Lot better to have someone that he can pull us out, make one phone call, and handle everything. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Jeanette, let's see. I'm going to grab my thing here, and we'll see. Let's see if we can qualify you for one of our programs, and then I can give you some different options. Let's see here. We'll grab that, and I'm going to grab this folder out of here.
Do I need a pen or anything?
No. I'll take care of everything for you.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get your basic information. So Jeanette. You got a middle initial?
L.
L. Okay. And then and this phone number on here is the correct one?
Yes.
Okay. And then got that. And then the address on here is correct as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, what's your date of birth?
12/4/59.
59. Okay. And then you said you want to list your son Adam, and then got his last name here. And then if something happened to him, who would you want as a secondary, just in case if you and him both pass away? Who would you want to put as a secondary? Yeah.
Well, I'll probably say your daughter.
Your daughter. Same last name? Okay. And, all right, now I'm going to go through some questions. These are some of these are kind of silly, but again, I got to make sure to see which program you qualify for. Have you smoked or used tobacco in the last 12 months?
Yes.
Okay. You haven't been diagnosed with any terminal illness or AIDS?
No.
Is proposed insured currently incarcerated, hospitalized, in care facility receiving hospice care? That is no.
No.
Have you been hospitalized 2 or more times in the past 6 months?
No.
Okay, and you're over 25. In the past 2 years, has proposed insured been diagnosed with, been treated for, or taken medication for any of these following conditions? If you've been treated for any of these things or had any of these things, or taken medication, just tell me yes or no. Heart disease, including heart attack, heart surgery, congestive heart failure, angina.
No.
Alzheimer's disease or dementia, organic brain syndrome, ALS, or does a proposed insured need assistance performing activities of daily living, including feeding, bathing, or dressing themselves?
No.
No. Disease of the circulatory system, including stroke, TIA, aneurysm, or has proposed insured been advised to have surgery to improve your circulation?
No.
No. Cancer of any form of malignancy other than basal cell skin cancer?
No.
Disease of the lungs other than asthma, including COPD, emphysema, oxygen to breathe, oxygen to assist in breathing, liver disease, including cirrhosis or hepatitis C, kidney disease, kidney dialysis, or organ transplant. Alcohol abuse or drug abuse,
No.
complications of diabetes, including insulin shock,
No.
amputation, diabetic coma, blindness, or
No.
okay. And has any proposed insured had or been advised to have a diagnostic test for which results have not yet been received?
No.
Okay. And you are a U.S.
Yes.
permanent reside in the U.S. Okay, perfect. Well, congratulations, Jeanette. You actually qualify for one of our preferred programs. This is one of the programs that it's going to give you immediate same-day coverage. And what I'll do is I'm going to give you a couple different options. Now, with this program, the nice thing is, and one of the biggest differences between this and standard life insurance, is standard life insurance generally takes at least 3 weeks to up to 6 months to pay out. So that a lot of times, majority of the funeral homes out there, funeral homes won't touch your regular life insurance, meaning that if you do have life insurance, they won't accept it. They'll tell your family that they have to put the money up, and they can be reimbursed themselves by the life insurance. Mm-hmm. Now, with our program, what's so unique about it is if something were to happen to you tomorrow, number one, you're fully covered. So if you were to pass away tomorrow, your son Adam doesn't have to worry about anything. We're going to take care of it all. Huh?
There's not a waiting
No waiting period at all. No medical exam, no nothing. We're done. You're qualified. And if you were to pass away tomorrow, he'll receive the full benefit that will to cover your funeral costs. Any money left over is going to go to him. So now the other difference is we pay our claims. Once we receive the paperwork, we pay our claims within 24 hours. So as soon as he sends us the death certificate, if something were to happen to you and fills out the claim paperwork, within 24 hours we're going to cut him a check right then and there, that fast. Most life insurance companies take at minimum at least 3 weeks, and they can take as long as 6 months to pay. So we're paying immediately. The other thing is that if you have this and it's more than 2 years, we're the only company in the nation that will pay same-day death. So if something were to happen to you without a death certificate, we'll pay the funeral home that same day, so that there's no worry, no concern, no nothing. How's that sound?
Good.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you for 10,000 and do 3 different options here. Now I'm going to let you take a look at this while I'm figuring that out. Now, did you have any questions at all so far?
Not really.
Okay.
I'll think while you're doing that.
Okay. And then 51-year-old.
Okay, well, what about the digging part of it? Like, once because that costs us extra for my
For the opening and closing?
Yeah, that wasn't included.
Now, this plan is, I'm going to show you 3 different options. These are going to be designed not only to cover the
and
funeral
the
costs,
headstone.
to cover all the funeral, the ground, the cemetery plot, and the headstone, because your mortuary and your cemetery are 2 separate things.
Yeah.
So this is going to cover not only all the mortuary costs of the funeral itself, but also all the ground, the opening and closing, the headstone. And to do that, I would recommend going with 12 to 15 grand.
Yeah.
But knowing that we can negotiate and save you a ton of money off the price of the funeral. Perfect example is my parents' neighbor just passed away. And it was a plan I set up. Lady had cancer. When she passed away, she told her husband, typical scenario. She told her husband, she didn't want him to spend a lot of money. She wanted to be buried in a pine box. Now, this guy is probably one of the tightest people I've ever met in my entire life. He went in there and told him that, and what they told him is they said, Tom, they said we don't offer a pine box. What she probably meant was oak, and they said, let us show you this $5,200 oak casket, and he was going to do it. His wife had just passed away, and he had reiterated though that she told me she really didn't want me to spend a lot of money. And they said, well, didn't she own a business here in town? And a lot of people knew her. Probably going to be a lot of people at her funeral. And they said, Tom, you loved your wife, didn't you? And he said, well, yeah. And he said, would you really want people to think that you went cheap